Hello and welcome to the ORCA pod, the Apex Predators of Australian Survivor LRG podcasting. We are coming live, beaming to your interwebs, wherever you be, at a late hour for myself, a late hour for my co-host, but we want to be respectful for the time for you Perthlings over there in WA and make sure that you're not sitting down to just have your family dinner when we do the pod. So we're here and we're ready to talk about what may be. We could debate it. I don't think we even need to debate it. It is most likely the greatest premiere we've ever seen in the LRG community. What an incredible episode in every aspect, apart from my second pick, Tommy, getting the boot. Fuck you all. He's a sweet kid. How could you do to that poor guy? I know Survivor's brutal, like Carl said, but Jesus, he's like 14 years old. You guys are savage. Anyway, there's like 15 other people you could have booted. And anyway, it's going to cost me more money. I'm tired of people costing me money. Anyway, we will talk about the boot later. Poor Tommy. But before, and to discuss everything that happened in this episode, I'm bringing my co-hosts as usual. We have Dani. Welcome. That didn't work. Welcome, Dani.
Hi.
And welcome, Jules.
Hello.
So before we kick off with the official festivities, okay, so as I said in the post, at the end of the show, we'll be debuting our TWIOLSH, which is like TWISH. If you listen to the interviews on RHAP, they do the trivia thing after. It's fun. It's good. We'll explain the rules later. And this will be your opportunity, if you're a live listener, to put your name in the hat and say you would like to challenge CK to trivia based on the LRG community and episodes. This week, we're going to be joined by Kyle. Kyle, the host of Backyard, will be joining us to do the TWIOLSH, and we'll explain how it all works later. But next week, tune in. If you want to take on the ORCA in TWIOLSH, you sign up at the start of the show. But that's for next week. Let's get into talking about the episode. Guys, what did you think?
Good.
Yeah, you said it. It was incredible production, cast, twists, all of it. Loved it. Fantastic job.
There was so much in it. It's an hour long, which is, we've talked a lot in the past about the length of episodes. I needed more. There was so much going on. I was telling these guys before we started, I was trying to watch it on my break at work. People were coming up to talk to me and I had to tell them to fuck off because I was busy enjoying what I was doing. Normally I'd pause it and come back to it, but no, I couldn't do that.
I don't know what Haley would think about you as a train controller, driving trains, Jules, and watching episodes.
I was not driving a train and watching a YouTube video. I can tell you that right now. I would be in big trouble.
The episode, I can't believe how much of a swing they took with this twist. All of the advantages and twists they put into the episode to make it functional and actually deliver an incredible outcome, both in a fair game perspective, but also an interesting game perspective by way of these advantages and twists, and then a coherent story with these 16 people and what the boot was in the length of an hour is an incredible feat to design, execution, and production.
Huge. Like, I was sitting there trying to fathom it all, and I just couldn't, like, from a production standpoint, I've only been involved in like 2 production versions of these LRGs, and just the amount of brain power and then people power that I'd have to go into that. Like, fucking well done. So good.
And it was really well edited too. I think, we heard a good amount from every single person. Dani, you were tracking the confessionals. I haven't tracked all of that, but I felt like I got to know a little bit about everyone. Haley's saying Jules would drive the train with her eyes closed. Yeah, look. I don't know about your trains. My trains don't drive themselves. I actually have to do stuff. It's not a lot, but I do have to do stuff.
What is it with you being able to stand people that like have similar careers to you in these seasons? In the last season in Canberra, you were standing Loz, who's not only a police officer, but worked in the same sort of area of policing that you did as an officer. And now we've got this train situation. Where are all the lawyers? Everybody loves lawyers.
Like, I watched, in preparation for TWIOLSH, or whatever we're calling this, I watched the first episode of Backyard 4, which I hadn't seen before. There's a lot of lawyers there, so go and watch more.
Yeah, that has all the lawyers. No lawyers this time. That one has all the lawyers. I want to just I think we'll just start at the start and make our way through because there's so much to get through.
Let's do it.
Throwing them all together. Now, I was ready to take Brian to task because I saw the little promo they released before the episode, which was like the start of the season they did with the two of them. And, saying the first time in history of Survivor, they'll be starting together or whatever. I'm like, that's just one world. But I'm like, oh my God, there actually isn't just they're like in the same location. They are literally one tribe to start off. I just want to acknowledge some of the players that are here. Tara, I love you, Tara. You better do better than Tommy. And Takan, the almost people's champion, but not quite, is here. I can say his name. Apparently no one on the show can.
Have you guys seen the TikTok that they made? And that too, the effort that it goes into making that social media stuff to like play on top of an incredible LRG premiere. Like, bravo, backyard. I'm fucking in love with you.
Yeah.
Musical first boots.
You're not wrong, Haley, and I doubt you've watched my season. You don't strike me as someone who's watched the entire LRG series, but I didn't tell anyone I was a lawyer. I'm well aware of your concern and everyone else's concern. No one likes lawyers. Here's Mark. Mark.
Early. We're going to give out an ORCA award right there.
Oh, he'd be up there. Is he the Brommy of
Mark's
the episode?
got the Brommy for the episode, no doubt. ORCA, we don't need to discuss this. ORCA of the episode, the Brommy for the ORCA of the episode is absolutely Mark. Well done. Now, don't forget that I was tossing up between Mark and Altus as my last pick, and Mark may have taken out my second pick in Tommy. But Mark is delivering in such a way that I wasn't anticipating. I am so pleased to have Mark on my draft team. I can't see him lasting a long time, but that's because that's the ORCA in him. But I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.
Not a long time.
Tarkan approves of my pronunciation. Okay, so we get into this big mix where they're just doing a puzzle. This really wasn't for any purpose other than to create drama, from what I can tell.
It's a great way to get people spreading out, starting to have those one-on-one conversations, and people actively looking for advantages without looking sus. It's great.
Yeah, it gets the gameplay happening early. Like, none of this, like, fa la la, let's all be friends and figure this out. It's less like, oh, well, we can look. And we're actively looking for things. That gives me a chance to look while looking. I love that.
And I guarantee you, if that puzzle isn't there, they're all standing around in one big group, just chit-chatting. Maybe breaking off into a couple of small groups, but we don't have the one-on-one chats.
Correct.
I love how Kate and DC immediately threw their plans outside the window in terms of the way they were planning on playing. I think this happens to almost everyone that comes on these LRGs the first time they play. Whatever their plan was, whoever they were going to be, whatever they were going to hold back, just in the heat of the moment goes. And this was on a puzzle that didn't even matter. This wasn't a puzzle to win your tribe immunity when no one else is standing up and saying, I'll do the puzzle when, you've got the puzzle skills like Kate. But she just couldn't resist. She was all over. She was doing the puzzle. She was dominating the puzzle. She was not letting anyone else really participate in the puzzle.
Tara says most of them were trying to not find puzzle pieces, which it made pretty funny to see how many Jacob and Tak found. Well, yeah, Jacob found like 10 of them
out there. Yeah, I was just like, all right, buddy. Like, again, we've just got here and we're really doing this so quickly.
It led to a really interesting part later.
It does.
Where we'll talk about Coach and how he just spreads this information like wildfire. But his assumption, and I think genuine assumption, that there were advantages attached to every puzzle piece, so therefore Jacob must have like 10 advantages. I think he actually thought that was the case, but that would be absurd.
Yeah, I can understand him thinking that there's more than one. The idea that there was only one advantage, that even I'm surprised by that. But but him being able to say, "Hey, I'm gonna stuff it up now," but Takan has found. Is that how I'm saying it? Takan. Okay, I did say it right. Okay, now I've put pressure on myself. But yeah, he's found this. He's found something. He's got a bit of paper. Everyone's now got a bit of paper. That was a bit too much. But if he's spreading that around, then other people who've got him are just going to be like, "Oh, I'm not telling anyone I've got this."
No one does have it. It's just him.
It's going to spread a lot more paranoia.
And look, he had an unfortunate circumstance where he found something he thought they saw him, and so he felt the need to fess up, which is smart. It is a smart play.
I
But
thought they did see him, like just the
I think
way
Jess
David-
definitely saw him.
Jess did, David.
Jess kind of even stood back to see what he would do, because she kind of like went to step in and then steps back to watch him do whatever he was doing in the hidey hole of the tree. She like clocks it and she like hangs back for a second to like assess the situation.
Jess saw it.
Jess saw for sure.
100%.
David, I don't think saw it.
No, but if there's a chance
coach.
if there's a slight chance that he saw it, yeah, you'd be open with him. I think. It's
Yes,
the
but
right
in retrospect, that was a poor decision.
in retrospect, yes. But when you don't know,
Everything in retrospect, you can absolutely do. In retrospect, everything's like, oh, I fucked that up.
yeah.
Takan's also happy with your pronunciation.
Thank you. I was a bit pressured. But speaking of Jess, I think outside of the 5 on my team, she might have been my favorite person this episode. I loved everything she was giving, and I was like, damn it, why didn't I draft her?
How does Mark not the favorite?
Both my top 2 picks, Megan and Jess, the confessionals. I was just like,
How is Mark not your favorite person?
It's fantastic.
Mark's best. It's all Mark.
Yeah.
Mark.
But okay. I'm talking about for moving forward in the game. Like, Jess is an early to being like, yeah, see, Maddie Pitcher's got it. Jess is giving winner.
This is the ORCA pod. This isn't the like winner good game pod. Like, I'm going on about Mark.
This is also the pod of 2 very strong feminists, and UCK as well. You're probably feminist as well. We're always going to root for the women.
I'm pro-feminist, I believe is the term.
Yes.
I think. Yes. Yes, I'm an ally, and but it doesn't mean I'm not going to stand Mark all the way. Look, early, I love how Mark's come into this. I think his number one goal is to be more villainous and more memorable than Josh O'Brien. Like, his besties with Josh O'Brien. Josh O'Brien was a bit of a star of season 4. I know we haven't covered it yet, but I absolutely believe that he wants to upstage Josh O'Brien in every possible manner.
And look, I've only watched the first episode so far, but yes, he's doing a good job of that.
Josh is a big character in that. You'll see as you go on. They get
all I know is he broke his leg in the first episode.
That's right. Who's tougher, Josh going on in season 4 with his hurt leg, or Altus showing up 2 days after his motorcycle
bike accident? Ridiculous.
I saw the big red. I was like, did he get paint or something? Because it looked like didn't look like open wounds. It just looked like big red. And then he explained, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, in his first confessionals, you just see his knees, and I was like, "Oh, we're going to see what happens to him later." I thought it might have, he might have, axed himself in the challenge, and then he flashed. Oh my goodness, crazy!
I'm questioning 2 things about this from a production point of view. Do you think there was some doubt about letting him play? Like,
oh yeah,
I want a doctor's note or something that says this is all good.
Yeah,
because
he just rocked up on the day and was like, "Yeah, I didn't tell them beforehand." Just like, "Yeah, I got in a motorbike accident 2 days ago," and they were like, "Well, shit."
There's like 50 crew there. They can get there's an alternate if they need it.
Yeah, no, it gives the story.
If anyone would think that would be Hayley, I could see that as well.
Hayley is just a skeptical queen. She doesn't believe shit.
She was not born yesterday.
Yeah, she has
17 siblings. She doesn't believe any story that anyone comes up with. She's heard it all.
They could tell her the point blank truth, and Hayley's like, "Yeah, fuck off."
I don't know about that.
Anyway, I don't know if it's the lawyer in me, but I do feel that the liability position. I hope Brian and Kyle got themselves appropriately waived from that circumstance. You see, look, here's Matt, a healthcare professional who was concerned about this. Yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2, it must have been reasonably warm, you'd assume. But if he was worried about people's perception of him with the injury, that either he's too weak or too tough, depending on which way he was going, depending on the confessional, why not wear pants?
Because I think it was too hot for that.
Oh, yeah.
Going back to shorts, is something I want to mention. I really liked Brian's outfit this time. It gave me real Jonathan LaPaglia vibes. But I also liked how they coordinated their outfits. So Brian had a black shirt with cream shorts, but Kyle had a white, a creamer top with black shorts, and they had the matching hats as well.
It
I
was
don't
very
think
good.
it ever coordinated so well. I give you credit.
I can't say I really paid that much attention to what the hosts were wearing, but I'm glad you guys did.
It was very JLP, very professional. Well done.
I mean, these two are really good hosts. They've been doing this for their 5th time around. They know what they're doing. Yeah, I love these guys.
The start bit with them was particularly good. And then when
the camera going this way and up and down.
Oh, there's the pants are exacerbated.
I did think that. And then the number puzzle relating to
that was awesome.
Yeah, it's such
so
a nice
clever.
time.
This is so clever.
All this little bit of extra work, and then the cleverness put into all these concepts. It's the effort here is not in this incredible production, but now they're going to the extra effort of these little touches, which, you don't have the time for the whole thing normally to add all of this in, to think about it, that codex they had. It's all just so incredibly strong.
Yeah, I think we're in for a really good season overall.
Yeah, 100%.
So they move to the camp. We're good to move to the camp now, or is there anything people want to talk about from the puzzle hunting?
Or more just when they get to, they've got their puzzle, they've solved it, and they're all there, and then they do all right, take one buff and hand it down. They're all like, oh shit, we're going to be. Oh, Tara says backyard always goes so hard with the Easter eggs. Yes, I'm about to get onto something that I am interested in. Something that I haven't written down if Kyle or Brian said it. I think it was Kyle said you got to find your tribe within the tribe. That made me go, ooh, what's that going to be about? So because we don't know, I'm assuming they're not staying one tribe this entire game. But we don't know if they're going to go into tribes, when they're going to go into tribes. I think a lot of people have assumed that next episode we'll go into 3 tribes of 5, but we don't know. So that line made me go, what's going on? Something's happening here. So the game is afoot.
Tara, I think, clocked that they might get split into the
colors
on these colors and the petitions.
Yeah, a few people clocked that.
Yeah.
Because that was just first come, first serve. Go wherever you want.
Which I don't particularly love for LRGs. I personally think it's better to actually determine the tribes based on the casting to get the right mix and also the fairness in the groups. However, I don't think that there's, and this goes to something that goes on later, I don't think there's any particularly strong or weak players. I think they're all on fairly even positions from what I can tell. And all of them are bringing it in terms of entertainment. So I don't think it's going to matter too much with this cast if they sort themselves.
Haley thinks it was coach.
It was coach.
I think the first person to say the colours.
Yeah.
But yeah, with they're handing out the buffs one by one, and I think they're all expecting it to be like random because there's no names on them. And you see them opening it and looking around. What color have you got? And they're like, oh, we've all got the same color. That was funny to watch.
I have the buffs in advance. That's how important I am.
You're even wearing the blue shirt. I appreciate that.
I did that, and I matched the shirt to the buff. I know you like that, Jules. I know.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else back from that before we go on to them talking about onto camp life?
No, I haven't been going to camp life.
Yeah,
the first connection we really see is Jess and Megan. They're locked in straight away. There's Unspia, you were loving that, weren't you? And they're doing the right thing of, let's not talk too much. Let's go out, find our people, come back together.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want to do. You don't want to be seen too close to anyone because then, that's a pair. Get rid of one of them.
And you don't see them really together then for the rest of the episode.
You see them a little
bit. They are all in
group.
Amongst everybody else's business. Exactly. They're never one-on-one together again that we see.
But it's a fine line because if you're too much apart, then you might be going, is she really with me? Like, I don't know. Try some idea, hand clap all the buffs.
And she drops and shuffles them to everyone. It's a great look, for those that haven't played one of these, you might be wondering, can you actually make a connection like that so quickly that you can trust them off a look or just a very brief conversation? How could you possibly do that?
Absolutely.
I did that in my. I did that. Sorry.
Didn't you start yours with Max with an up nod?
Yeah, it was just a nod. Me and Max were like locked in with a nod, and then he came to talk to me later. He's like, "You and me like locked in." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously." Like they're not sorted that out. Like,
It moves that quickly that it doesn't take much.
Yeah. If you find that person that you just, it's probably more superficial than anything, like, because you haven't really got to know them. But
no, you can just sense who your people are.
Magic. You like what you like.
You and Max, you guys are still besties.
This is the thing, right? You are attracted to people in life, and I'm not just talking about physical attraction because it's someone that you want to date or be with in that way. It's your friends. Any male, female, whatever you're attracted to, you are attracted to people when you meet them. And some people you take time when you get to know them, and then you're attracted to what you like about them. And sometimes you just see someone and you like the look of them, and then there's just something there.
Yeah, and it's like a like recognizes like it's because especially when it's happening so quickly, all of us you even without realizing you rely on your gut instinct very quickly about the way you feel about people, and you just follow that because that's kind of all you got to go with in that moment. Like, I'm a big believer in gut instinct, and I did that with Sydney. Like, and I've still got brilliant relationships with Sam and Michelle, who were my people. Maddie Peter, who's in the comments, I never got to play with him, but the minute that we met outside of the game, we've been like thick as thieves. So you get those people.
Yeah. So yeah, I love those two together. And then we see Jess split off to go with Kate, who's on my team, so I was happy with this, starting the Braid Alliance. And that's something that's the tiniest little thing. Hey, we've both got braids in our hair. Let's make an alliance off that. That can be a real alliance.
But it wasn't an alliance. They wanted to boot Kate.
Yeah, look.
It was fake. It's a fake braid alliance.
On that.
And they all voted for Tommy. Tommy, who was apparently in the braid alliance.
We'll get there.
But yeah, look. The
people
are going to get about that.
Do we see Kathy's nervous about the older person boot curse? She's very, very conscious of seeing that as that older person.
But she does recognise that this twist is in her favour.
Yes.
It should have also been in Tommy's favour, but it wasn't. But it is in her favour as an older woman to be playing in a broader individual game, at least to start off with. Find some ground.
And then I enjoy Tara's confessional, where she's like trying to manage her perceptions, which is her sketchiness levels. So I love that she recognizes that in herself. So I thought that was funny. And then we see Jacob.
A lot of people recognizing Tara. I think only Haley outwardly said it.
So Haley recognizes Tara, and who recognizes Mel? Someone recognizes Mel.
I think recognized Mel.
Luke knows Mel. Luke thinks Mel's shifty. I don't think she was that shifty on Ultimate Sacrifice.
Yeah, was I watching a different season? I don't remember her being shifty.
Wander around with a super idol, overpowering her way through the game. I didn't find her shifty though. And then I guess she hid the super idol.
I love that Luke of all people called someone else shifty.
Does that make you shifty? That you hid the super idol? Like, that's ridiculous. But he's wary of Mel for that reason.
Yeah. And then there's also Jacob likes Tara, Jess, and Zoe. So Jess is well liked off the bat, really, really quickly.
Oh, Mark recognized Mel and Tara and locked in quickly. Yeah. Tara was approached in the puzzle searching phase by Luke, Mark, and Tommy, saying they all knew me. I didn't know them, but they'd seen my Melbourne season, and Mark has seen my Edgic.
Oh, yeah, so she mentioned on the show, I think, someone knowing her Edgic, which is Haley person was triggered. See, this is the problem when you're you're going on a 5th season of Backyard. Everyone knows how good Backyard is, and you're as big of an early star as Tara was in these franchises. Very hard not to recognize.
Can I just say shout out to the cast in the chat? You guys are popping off, and I love it.
Yeah, we love that you're here. Thank you so much.
We need the attention.
Yeah.
I
know. Like, Haley's just like popping off. I'm obsessed. Yeah. We're obsessed. Thank you, Haley.
Standing by the winner pick.
Right.
We see Coach immediately telling Megan about Takan's advantage and just spreading it around to everyone. It's Megan's going around to everyone. Hey, he's got something. We don't know what it is. And if you found puzzle pieces, they might have something as well. There's plenty of other advantages out there. We see DC saying, Jacob might have 3 idols at this point, which I think
is absurd. But, you got to throw names out there. What do we think about David just immediately selling him out? would you use this as a way of building a relationship like Jess intended to, or would you just sell this mofo out? How dare he have an advantage?
Well, I think did Coach mean to go around to everyone, or was he just trying to build trust with Megan specifically?
Pretty sure Mark told other people
to spread it around.
Pretty sure he told other people.
Yeah, I think in the situation, it's a name of advantage for a reason. Knowledge is power. So sharing that with someone is a great way to build some trust, but it also shows, well, hang on, if I've got something and I tell this person, they're going to tell someone else. So it shows that, hey, this person trusts me, but they're not that trustworthy at all. So it's a double-edged sword of whether you do it or whether you don't do it.
Do you know what salvaged, I think, Takan was the fact that by the time we got to the strat chat, 3 other people had public advantages as well, which I think diminished the nature of his advantage. I think if he was the only one who everyone publicly knew had an advantage, he would have been in a lot of trouble. I think he could have got through it by perhaps revealing the advantage as a legacy advantage.
I'm going to disagree there. That is not the advantage you reveal.
I agree, but if they're all going to boot you anyway,
something up, lie about it, tell them you've got something. Do not tell them your legacy advantage. That's just putting a bullseye on.
No, it could. No, that's not. This legacy advantage was no. This legacy advantage was first tribal or final 6.
No, it's first tribal on day 2.
Yeah,
on day 2, right?
I like that phrasing as well.
It was not at merge.
Well,
fine,
first tribal on day 2, you would think would be merge.
Yeah, but it's a whole day away. The point I'm making is that if he was under a lot of pressure, which he was for a brief moment, reveal it. I agree. It's not the one you want to reveal, right? But it's actually nothing for a whole day. Mm-hmm. So if people are threatened by the unknown, it may mean you're in trouble come the end of day 1. But I'd rather be end of day 1 than boot it out first.
Now, if I knew someone had a legacy advantage, I'd be trying to get them out.
But why are they going to give it to you?
Maybe.
Not if you're trying to get them out. You've got to build a relationship with them first, Jules, and then boot them, and that takes time. You can't just boot them out right away.
Mm-hmm. I'd still say, don't ever. He definitely needs to tell him he's got something, but he needs to lie.
I get it, but it's the least. Other than saying I've got a steal a vote or whatever, it's the least.
No, go to backyard 3 and say you've got the stupid rock.
The rock idol. I got the rock idol. The rock advantage.
That means that you don't have to draw it if it goes to rocks. The most useless advantage ever in backyard history. You'd say that's what you've got.
You know what I reckon I would have said if I was him? Here's something I'd come up with. It's an extra shot in the dark. I have 2 shots in the dark.
Oh, it's another one that's basically useless.
What do you think about that as a lying advantage? I think that's not bad.
It's not bad.
And what I would do...
revealing would just set people up to be fake to your face and then plan on blindsiding you. Exactly. Tara gets it.
Here's my better plan. I would tell my best alliance person about the advantage, which is not ideal because they might stab you in the back, but I'll say it's for us. And obviously, if you vote me, I'm not giving it to you. So it's for us.
She says that in confessional.
Yeah. Give me your shot in the dark, and then I can show people I have 2 shots in the dark.
Ooh. Yeah, I would not be giving someone my shot in the dark.
Well, why not? You can hand them the advantage. It was transferable.
Yeah, the paranoia would go off me. Oh, they're targeting me and they don't want me to play my shot in the dark, so I have to give it up.
No. Well, yeah. Who cares about shot in the dark in this first vote?
In this first vote? That's the scariest vote.
Coach cares about the shot in the dark.
Coach playing it, we're skipping ahead. That was a cop out. That was him.
Let's come back. We're going round and round about Coach's decision.
Is there anything else before we get to the challenge? No.
Now just talks about his situation with the injury.
Yeah, that's the next notes I've got before the challenge. Dani's got pages and pages of notes.
They're nothing worth noting, apparently. So, well, let's go to the challenge.
Yeah.
What did we think of the challenge overall?
Fantastic, but I was confused. The explanation didn't make it clear to me what was going on. But honestly,
once they
started, I understood it, but I was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand they were working together on that first part.
Yes.
Yeah, I've said this before. I don't care if I don't understand the challenge from your explanation. I don't need a long explanation. Once it gets going, I'll figure out what's going on. The explanation
exactly
is just
what this
boring.
was.
Yeah. I figured it was
going to be, if you the 8 that finished their section first, move on.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you'd be eliminated at the puzzle or the knots.
And then they finished about the same time. So it was kind of irrelevant anyway.
Yeah, I felt the knots were going to be easier than the puzzle.
Well, they didn't explain what the puzzle was.
Well,
and then
once
we saw it, it was the 1 to 100. So that's a much easier puzzle than a jigsaw or something.
I agree. It's easier to do with a large group, but I still feel that's harder to do with a large group than everyone just taking an individual knot. But I guess that was the point of it.
Yeah, a puzzle is with 8 people, too many cooks.
Even with it's just numbers in order. Yeah, whereas everyone could just go to their own individual knot and just do it.
Yeah.
No,
I liked it overall. I love the sticks in the rope. I love when we see challenges that are from Real Survivor, and it's something like Mel said, I've always wanted to do that. Like, I would love to give that a go.
Yeah, so I love production-wise the split screen where they like split and you saw all the loved that. I thought that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that production.
The twigs look really flimsy as well, really flimsy. Like DC's like, I've done this at home and why can't I do it here? Because the sticks you have at home probably are like way better than these sticks, and you cannot ensure you have the level.
Big braining everything.
Well,
so
there was a
TikTok. Symbolism of this challenge to be the stages representing the number of starting tribes and their colors in each backyard season. I figured that out today.
There was a social media post about this. They didn't tell you the answer, but they said
no, they didn't. I wrote down the numbers on my post-it note today to be like, what the fuck did I going to figure that out?
It's not the tribes in each season because season 2 started with 4 tribes and there was no 4.
Yeah, there was. The second number was 4.
For what?
I think there was been 4 trays.
Oh, okay. Okay, yep.
Yeah, the numbers are 1, 3, 2, 4, 3.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
1, 3, 2, 4, 3.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I did not figure that out.
Yeah. We've had 2 seasons start with 3 tribes. 1 season start with 2. 1 with 4. Yep. And 1 with 1.
Love my DC voice. I'm even trying to do a DC voice. Anyway, it's my voice. He does some good accents, though, I must say. That's what you get with an actor. The sticks, he just doesn't have those sticks at home. You can never make sure you have the same level of fucking
materials. They need to be like going together, like that much overlap. Haley was getting her block last and winning the individual. Yeah, well, because she didn't have to do much in that first park. She was last to get there. She was fresh.
I was a little bit confused in the final part of the challenge. I thought that Zoe had like won it, and then wait a minute, she hasn't won it. Like I thought she got it. Did I just? Well, I was doing like about 50 Ks on the bike while I watched this, so maybe I was distracted.
She couldn't get the ring off.
Can we speak about Zoe for a moment? The People's Champion.
People's Champion.
She just doesn't give a fuck. Like, I think she's going to go far. No, look, I think she's got strategic ability.
I think I had very much underestimated her. When she spun up as the People's Champion, I was like, oh, okay, that's not exactly Eden. But now that we've seen her, I'm like, oh, okay, I see you, Zoe. I see you.
Let's keep shipping the relationship between her and Eden as besties, obviously.
They would be besties.
The situation I felt was about this was one case. She comes in with Jess. They'd been paired. They were leading the group, coming to pairs. And Jess is like, strategically, do you want to take separate ones or whatever? She said, I don't care. Whatever.
They should have gone to separate ones. When you're the first one there, it's like, hey, we can both win immunity.
But I'm pretty sure there's other times when she has there was another occasion where she was just really nonchalant about something strategic someone put to her. But I don't think I think she is strategic, but she's basically playing this like whatever airhead girl that she's not.
I'm just here to have a good time. I don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, in the confessional, right, here's where the numbers are. Yeah. But
I think you're killing it. Like, it's one thing to have this like fake persona you're going to do, but it's another thing to just like make the objectively poor strategic decision by going to the same thing together. Like she's backing it up with
But
the actual
if they're
actions that
thinking
are
that
hard.
that's going to be their tribe, then
Well,
maybe
again,
she wants to.
well, yeah,
I don't know what she's thinking.
4D chess, big brain Zoe, who's predicting the tribe thing and wanting to be with Jess. Like if she's at that level, like the people's champion, oh my god! Like we do have a habit of this in this show, of sometimes incepting strategy that wasn't there into people's maneuvers. But
really
let's get
do.
on it. Sure, she called it. She knew it.
Yeah, I mean that had to have been a factor. And Tara says no reason to set oneself up as a threat after first challenge. Exactly. See, I'm here for the Tara comments.
We know how Tara felt when she was given that advantage. She was
looks good
all over her face.
I'm about to get to that. Tommy also went to my partition after doing the paddle with me. See, yeah.
Well, that worked out for you very well, didn't it, Mark? Poor old
Well,
Tommy.
Mark, you got yourself an idol.
Land of the slaughter.
So yeah, we see Altus win, Mel win for orange, and Kate for pink. And during the challenge, we see Kate saying, "Oh, what do you think about Kate? She doesn't really gel with anyone." It's only a small group of people throwing the name out there.
So Jess throws her name out there. It's Jess, and I think she's.
I thought it was Luke.
No, Jess says it to Luke, and then they have a discussion about it.
Well, shame on you, Jess.
Yeah, Luke's just on board. He said, "Sure, cool."
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then
it's kind of like anyone but me mentality at this point. You're like, that's the person.
We don't know how serious that name was. Sometimes just a name gets thrown out, and I think they wanted that shot of, "Ooh, let's vote out this person." Oh, they want immunity.
He said, She said, "What about Kate?" And he's like, "Is that the one with the pink hair?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Sure."
Yeah.
That's how.
Look, I'm still holding out hope for Kate.
I don't think that alliance exists.
I have to get something out of stealing her from Dani. If she ends up being
the braid
someone that goes early, that's going to suck.
The braid alliance does not exist. Jess has braids, Zoe doesn't. That's the alliance. Tara's sort of there, but not. They were going to vote out Kate, who also seems much closer to Tara, and Tommy.
I don't think we've got any lines drawn at this stage, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I have no idea what happened next.
Do we think Tommy was not involved in the braid alliance for real because you really couldn't do a decent braid with his hair? As much as he said...
You could have done a lot of little braids. You would need a lot of time, though.
Yeah. Poor Tommy. You know, if he had longer hair, they could have braided it, and then maybe he would still be here. He seemed quite uncomfortable with the concept.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Even with a good braid, I don't think he's
a little bit awkward.
I think, to be honest, we'll get to why he got booted, but I think it's possible there was a way out for him, and we can talk about that in a moment. Let's talk about the advantages first. I want to give some credit to the crew member that had to write all the names on the scroll when they got to the partitions quickly and neatly, and then get them in the scrolls into the advantage. There might be a little bit of time after the challenge breaks up, but I feel like if that's not done very quickly, then it becomes a lot more obvious about the names, and Mark is maybe not able to pull off the move he pulls off later by saying he's got different names to what he does. If everyone was waiting for them to fill it out, I think it would have been clearer. So crew and production must have been very quick on that to get those names written as soon as people went to the petitions.
Yeah, there would have had to be a designated person at a challenge who was sat back away from everybody, but that was their only job.
Yeah.
Thankfully, one of the groups took forever.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
But also, when people are doing the challenge, they're not paying attention to what crew's doing. They're just so focused on what they're doing.
Oh, no, I agree. But I'm saying if they couldn't, if they had to do it in between challenge and the reveal, that would be more.
Hashtag secret squirrel. Yeah. What do we think of this advantage? The bet on who you think is going to go home to get an idol.
I think it's fun.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I think it's fun.
We saw it literally drive. Like, I think that's the main reason that Mark wants to get Tommy out. I think he could have potentially been a name that was out there anyway, but the reason he pushes so hard, hey, I get an idol if Tommy goes, cool. Bye, Tommy.
Sorry, yeah.
And it forces those three people to have to be strategic straight off the bat. To be like, the timer, like where they got to flip the timer and they have a certain amount of time.
Oh, I love that.
Before double council, that plus his bounty advantage where they need to ideally get what they want. There's no time for the niceties that you get so often at this beginning of a LRG. Like, there's not that time for where are you from? What do you do? Like, it's like, we're not gonna fucking go here. Which I love,
The-
like straight into it.
When they revealed the immunities, I'm like, there's going to have to be a couple of immunities here.
Yeah.
And then the advantage, I'm like, this is absolutely perfect for driving strategy. Without this would not have been a clear direction. Look, we might have seen a Takan get targeted for a public advantage. We might have seen a David coach get targeted just for being like perhaps shifty. I don't know. Maybe Tommy, you know, the reasons for Tommy, I don't think were just on. He was quiet and not engaging with people. But it gave direction to this vote and made for such an interesting discussion point. I think if we move to that now, and you mentioned the hourglass, I also adored the hourglass. Now, for those watching who haven't played or been in production in one of these things, particularly played, you might have thought it was a nice touch from a television point of view, which it was. But for your being out there, you have very little time normally for the strat chat, and you don't really know how much time you have. So to give an actual indicator, because generally what happens is you're chatting, people are pulling you off the confessionals left and right, and then at some point production walks over and says, it's tribal council now, and you're like, wait, what? Like,
but we're not ready yet.
Well, they're waving at you in the background from the camera being like, 2 minutes.
Finish up your conversation, we gotta go. And then run the tribal.
It does somewhat impact their ability to go off schedule and then to bring things back on schedule with the hourglass. Like, because sometimes those strat chats just get cut because some challenge takes way longer than it should. So I don't know how they managed that. And I also felt they blew the siren like before the end had quite gone. But I guess
I love the siren though. I love that far from the distance. The siren sounds.
Stop talking. That's it.
So good.
It was effective from a television point of view and a production point of view, as was everything this entire episode. So the strat chats begin. There's one definitive moment where I feel that Tommy got booted. And I was very carefully attuned to this because I wasted a high draft capital on Tommy. And so I was like, no, not Tommy, please, God, no.
I thought of you when it was him. I was like, oh, poor CK.
A number of names were circulating. And he was...
A lot of names.
But I just want to, and we'll go to all of those, but he was told Tommy by somebody. Sorry, Tommy was told DC by somebody. I don't know. I think it was
by the girl.
A discussion about getting out. This one was hilarious. This part was hilarious. I want to talk about these 2 points. My favorite person in this whole strat chat, besides Mark, was this person because he did 2 things that I really, really loved. So one was the discussion about who should we get out? And someone said, "Oh, the strong guys." And I'm like, "Who are the fucking strong guys?"
Who are the strong guys?
There's not like an obvious like muscle man over there that we need to get rid of. Like everyone looks about the same. And DC, like the 50-year-old man, is the strong guy. Like,
yeah, they're like biggest out. Like what?
The fittest guy is obviously Jacob, and no one even mentioned him. Like, but the
lawyer
the thing is DC also a lawyer? I don't know what's going on here. Fine, strong, fit. Anticipation that you're going to be fit and capable in the physical components of the challenge. Takan,
right here.
Yeah, but you purposely nerded yourself up for this, Takan. Yes, you're in great shape, but you know what you've done. You talked about this in your thing, the glasses and like the hair in the bun, and like
you wanted to be unsuspecting. You wanted to be the nerd. So shush.
Put him in a singlet. Take his hair down and remove the glasses, and this guy's a beefcake.
And yeah, he's deliberately absolutely, exactly.
The hair down, this lush, like Fabio over here. I haven't done.
Singlet.
You've got to look, mate. The point of discussing this, and I'd say Luke has the biggest arms out of anyone. But when they're talking about a strong man, all he did was sort of like grab his stomach and like stick it out. Like, don't look at my biceps over here. Just look at this stuff that I've got. I love that really subtle move, and I love the moment that he basically torched Tommy, where Tommy was told DC, and then he's talking to Luke, and Luke said, "Who have you heard?" And Tommy's like, "I've heard DC." He wasn't trying to vote DC. He said, "I heard DC." And Luke, in the same shot, just turns around, walks to DC, and says, "Tommy said your name." And then I'm like, I think that was the moment where the Tommy train really left the station.
Because DC had decided that it was Tommy throwing his name out, and it's like, oh, honey, no, the girlies were doing that.
He really didn't. And it was all Luke in this one little subtle move. And I honestly think part of it just
Tommy
shits and
never
giggles.
denied it. He was just like, yeah, I said it.
Uh,
I was like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't say it.
No, he didn't say it. That was DC's problem. Someone else confessed to saying the name. That was Mark.
Yeah.
Tommy.
No, that was for Takan. When he heard his name, Mark was like, oh, well, Tommy needed to be told a name, so we threw out your name instead. Like, this whole thing was...
The issue was Tommy didn't want to sell out the people that had said DC.
Yeah.
So when DC asked him, did you say my name? He said, no, I haven't heard your name. I didn't say your name. Whereas what he needed to be saying to himself, yeah, I'm not saying your name, but people have said it. I've heard it. And then DC's going to say which people, and he's not going to want to say that because he clearly wanted to work with that group, which was like your Kate and Tara and people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the Pink Alliance. Kate, DC, Coach, Tara, Takan, right?
I love the Pink Alliance.
I don't know if DC's really in the alliance. I think Tara's clocked that they're going to be a pink tribe, and she's going to have Kate, and she's going to have Takan, and she's happy with that.
Yeah. What did we think of Tara?
Mark's complaining about the mess. 16 people with sub-lists on the petition. No wonder you got confused, Mark, and you just weren't sure who was on your list, right? It was just a confusing situation. See if everyone buys that next episode. I don't think Haley will.
We see all three of them handle this advantage very differently. You know, Zoe's like, I'm just going to keep it to myself. Maybe I'll tell someone. Mark's actively lying about it, whereas Tara's like, here it is. This is what it is. And I think as the person coming in with a threat already, that's the absolute best play. Show people what it is and then say, you know what? I don't want to vote out anyone on this list because I don't want an idol. Here's what I've got. If we don't vote out anyone here, I don't get anything.
I know how you think, Tara. I'm with you. I would also want to play with Kate and Takan.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, they're on my team, so yeah, of course I did.
I think absolutely it was a great tale of using the advantage differently. There was even a split moment where the vote was on Takan, and that came back to Tara. He doesn't really want to vote him out. But then she's like, oh, but he's on my list. I could get that idol. And then she's like, no, actually, I'd rather have him in the game than have this idol. That was a clear decision. She didn't want to push the Takan boot when that name was moving around.
So Mark's saying Tommy's name was already out there, and then he was on my list, and I read my advantage and didn't flop it back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mark leading them down the garden path was villainous.
But the question is, like, if Tara had received this advantage privately and was the only person that had it, would she have told everyone about it, or would she have kept that to herself?
No, I think it's
about it. She keeps that to herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biggest part is that 3 people have the same information.
3 people have it, I think, and she got it publicly. Like, I think, that's the only way to handle it, to be transparent about it. Hey guys, this is what I've got.
Everyone's going to know about Mark's idol. I really felt like, I actually thought for a second, because watching this in the real time, I was really worried about Tommy. And then I thought, because it started with Tommy, then it moved off Tommy. I'm like,
when it started with Tommy, I'm like, oh, Tommy's safe. He's fine.
Yeah.
The first name is never the one that goes.
Moved off Tommy. And then Mark started popping out. I'm like, oh, Mark, you're playing this really well. And I'm like, are you playing this too well? You seem to be able to coordinate like 15 people here. That like they're going to clock that down the track. And then like someone clocks it like immediately, like it was Altus. He's like, I don't like how Mark's controlling 16 people right now.
Yeah.
Altus clocks Mark quickly.
Yeah.
Altus is his best buddy who gave him the advantage.
And once I thought that what Tara had been saying was getting around and people knew how the bounty advantage worked. And so in my mind, if I knew that, I would have been targeting Mark. Well, you're trying to take out Tommy to get yourself an idol. Well, you can go instead. And that way nobody gets it. I
don't think that information was able to pass around in the time available. Because I think it will be discussed in the next episode. But I just don't think that the fact that Mark had been deceptive about his list. Hang on, see, Tara's giving us the info here. Mark's bounty list was interesting. With 6 names. 5. Gave him room to hide his names. Knowing I had 5, I was actually okay. So that's really interesting. Really, really interesting.
Yeah, that's true. And she saw Mark in the
coming.
Well, and the fact that group had 6 and is now 5, that would actually be perfect if those are the tribes, because we're in 3 tribes of 5.
It's not amazing for Altus, who made a horrible decision to vote for Mark. I really think this was a really poor decision. This is a guy that you felt good enough vibes with to hand the advantage to, and for him, it seemed like
he was quiet.
That's fine, but you can build off of that. You can build off of that. Like, that's something that you can work together. Maybe Mark comes to him and tells him about the idol. Everyone's going to know about it anyway. And how do we use this to our advantage? Like, you don't have to. I just see no reason why Altus voted for Mark. Like, the vote wasn't there. Obviously,
did he maybe not know? Had he been told that the vote is on Mark and he didn't get the word? Because sometimes it's the last thing that you hear.
I don't know. One person did it wrong. One. If the vote was more split than that in 16, I could accept that. The only way people make these mistakes is if you think you've actually driven the vote, like you think you've convinced people to vote for Mark, and so well, of course you're voting for Mark. Not that you heard Mark was the name. Mark said he asked me a direct question about my advantage. I dodged it as I wanted to ally with the women. Mark's going the Eden route.
Is Mark the Eden of this season?
Fuck the man. I'm going with the women. Advantages and women alliance. It's the Eden strategy.
It's the Eden story.
Can we also talk about Megan quoting Hamilton? I died.
I literally got in there. Danny would have loved this.
I loved it. But I also it was because the quote was like talk less, smile more, and then there's the footage of her going around talking about Tucker's advantage. I was just kill me. But I'm like, Hamilton. Anyway, more reason for me to stand my second draft pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then one of my favorite moments was Tommy going to Takan going, is your name Takan? Yeah, your name's out there. Like, he didn't know who they were talking about, but is it you? Okay, cool. Your name's out there.
Yeah. Your name's Takan? Yeah.
We also have Coach going on about his desire to play the shot in the dark. He's very paranoid. He's told by Tara he's told by a bunch of people don't play it, which is only making him more nervous about the fact that he thinks he should play it. Haley was very strong. This was an absurd move. I don't really value the shot in the dark as it's hit once, right? They don't hit. I think it has value in other places. Certainly in terms of what Rachel did on the current season was incredibly strong, but that was games that no one had seen before. So I think that someone did do it in one of the seasons where they, in the first vote, played their shot in the dark because they were worried. I think this was Matt who got injured, but his actual plan was he didn't want to vote for someone because for them, particularly in a 6-person tribe, very small numbers. But we're about to go into very small tribes now, and David, Coach, has the advantage that he hasn't voted. Well, I'm confused about this still. If he plays the shot in the dark, he hasn't voted for someone.
He definitely played it because in the at the end, I know we didn't see it. Hey, when was this? At the end, when we were doing all the vote reading, you saw him put it in the pull scroll out. He definitely.
But when
we didn't see that part. Talk to Kyle about that, okay?
If you have any advantages or idols, that's when you're supposed to stand up and give him the shot in the dark.
Chat, can you tell us, did he in fact play it? I'm led to believe he did.
Why is this edited out? This is important information. If he's got up and played it, it's not only is it important information, it's the first time we'll ever see a shot in the dark played in
Coach forgot to stand up and play it.
Oh my god!
But that's when production need to be like, if you played your shot in the dark, Coach shot in the dark. Thank you.
Shot in the dark. You forgot to play it. Oh my god! I actually think that production should have intervened here because he has played it.
Yeah,
he's put it in the thing. He doesn't have it anymore.
Absolutely have to intervene here.
They have to announce that he's played it because otherwise people don't know that he's played it.
Yeah, they need to know that he had it. It's why they keep talking about his shot in the dark from Timu. There's obviously a joke here. They were talking about this earlier that I didn't quite understand, but I think we now understand where this might have been going for. But yeah, from production, that's not a like, hey, play your idol. That's a like, you've already done the thing. You need to now fulfill the next part.
So yeah, if you've got any idols or advantages, or if you've played your shot in the dark.
Or they could have just said when he didn't stand up, well, coach, you played your shot in the dark. Let's see what your thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We've sort of jumped ahead to tribal, but I don't really think. Is there anything else?
Can we like? But the idea, I understand the like not wanting to like put anybody off and not vote for anyone.
No,
it's a fucking cop out.
It's a cop
out. You are here to play Survivor. Your vote is one of the most fucking important things that you have.
And it's your first chance to show these people that you are going to do what you say you are going to do.
Exactly. It's a trust builder.
DC
doesn't think they need to intervene. I don't know on this one. Confuse me as a viewer. I've only got the information now from doing this podcast. I think that needs to be clear. The viewer is number one.
It's for me. It's the biggest fucking cop out. It really annoyed me.
There's a strategy to it. There's a strategy to it.
I don't like it.
No, I think was it Jess who said your vote is much more important?
Yes.
Than a shot in the dark. You should only play it as an absolute
so much
Hail
more
Mary.
Powerful than a shot in the dark.
You should only ever play it if you know 100% you are like Rachel's. That's an exception, but for the most part in this situation, it's much better for you to say, "Yep, I heard Tommy was going. I voted Tommy. I did what I said I was going to do."
They never hit. The other time they're an advantage is when you played your shot in the dark. Because now people don't need to gaslight you into thinking you're not going. They just tell you you're going. And that gives you an opportunity to actually rework the votes when you know you're the target. Like, if you don't know that because they have to gaslight you into you going, then...
Thank you, Mel. If you don't pick a side, then the sides don't want you.
That's fine. I can hear the argument on that. But what I'm saying is I don't think it's the be-all and end-all to have one. It's not your... It's a Hail Mary. They hit never. They've hit once, ever.
No, I understand.
Well, I don't care about him wasting it. It's more that he didn't vote.
And that was his whole thing is I don't want to have to pick someone. Well, you fucking play in Survivor.
Yeah.
Don't play then. Go home. Give someone else.
Yeah, I don't care if he throws out his shot in the dark, doesn't ever use it. That's not. I don't care about that. It's the fact that he did not put pen to parchment as everyone else did.
Look. Yes, I'm saying, I agree with you. I'm saying there's reasons to play it strategically or not, whereas you're saying it wasn't strategic. He just didn't want to vote anyone, and it's a bit soft. Mm-hmm. Where is the guy that's throwing a ball at his daughter's head and like laughing when she doesn't catch it? There? Where's that coach? Where's this lovey-dovey coach?
It's the coach that tells all his friends that he loves them, all right?
Yeah.
And it's the coach who wants everybody to win.
Yeah. I don't really have many notes about tribal, just mainly like when Mark says, I don't know why I've heard my name. I wasn't running around trying to shoot guns at anyone.
Yes!
Really, Mark? Really?
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, hilarious that Mark says he wasn't running around throwing out names. I was like, that's exactly what you were doing.
Girlfriend you were.
There was Mark's looks at tribal, his face.
Like, he's looking like he wasn't looking at anyone, he's just dead set in front of him.
Yeah. And it was a bit of like when any advantages, just like nothing, it's so good. And then like as the Tommy votes start rolling out, there's a couple of Tommy votes and he's like little smile. And then, there's like one of them like with the other votes come out for him, I believe. And he's like, And then the Tommies start just rolling out like one after the other, and the smirk on it, the evil smile. It was like Tim Curry in Home Alone 2, where he finds the credit card like declined, and the smirk.
I watched that movie the other day, so I've got that image in my head.
The Grinch smile, just like he's trying to hide it, but it's just like, and I think part of it was because he got the idol right, sure, but I think mostly it's because he just executed that poor kid, and it was all him.
Like, I did that.
I executed that poor kid. But I just crushed that poor guy's dream. That poor little kid's dream.
And look, that's the one thing about having 16 people in one vote. It's just, that's a lot of votes for Tommy. I feel bad for the kid because assuming that, yes, coach did play his shot in the dark and there's 2 votes for Mark, that's 13 votes for Tommy.
Yeah, I thought I thought the silver lining would be more of a split vote, and that way I could get some more points for the draft. Because there's so many votes here, right? This is golden
scoring
system.
Golden.
Yeah,
all your scoring system did was for Canberra made sure I didn't come last. So you fucked yourself up with that.
I almost beat you. Whatever. I'm just saying.
I know, that's what I mean. If it wasn't for your scoring system, I would have been up.
Neither of you won, so let it go.
I'm just
saying,
but
that would mean he's got to pay for dinner, not me.
I'm just saying this was a prime opportunity to just cop a few points, even with Tommy going, and it still didn't fucking happen. You savages just took him to the slaughter.
I think also there's going to be a case of mob mentality there. No one wants their name to be out there, so if there's a name going around, jump on board.
Yeah,
and we've talked about this before with a number of first boot votes. Ultimately, it's not about you. Generally, there's not a person that's so obnoxious or so off-putting in these games that everyone's voting for them. It's just when someone says your name, does anybody say, "Nah, I'm not doing that"? And that's what's critical. That you've built enough relationships that someone is prepared to not go with the flow on you as the option. And because Tommy was quiet and younger, he hadn't built those relationships. And so no one was willing to stand up for him and say, "No, I don't want to vote Tommy."
Correct.
There was some of that, but ultimately, when it came to the crunch, they all folded.
Yeah.
Tommy was also probably even if he didn't go, probably getting booted from the 5 tribe. Anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
If that's where we're going on the next episode.
Yeah, we don't know where we're going next, but assuming that we're going to 3 tribes of 5, which makes Mark's idol so powerful. An idol on a 5-person tribe, you can't split votes. We can, but it's a very difficult way to do it.
It's going to be interesting though, because Altus is on that tribe too. So that's going to be an instant point of antagonist. And is Haley there too?
No.
She's on the yellow. Haley's on the yellow. If they are this way. Was Haley on the? I think Haley was on the blue partition as well, or whatever they.
Maybe you're right. Maybe Haley is there.
That's a group of that's why she was so pissy about the Tommy thing, about being live.
Taris, I think if you're a quiet person, laying low in the first round is not the play to make connections quickly, as much as they love 100%.
Absolutely.
I think it's an appropriate strategy for a Big Brother game where someone has to actively nominate people, but when it's Survivor where everyone's on the chopping block, no good.
100%.
Do we have anything more before we go into the first ever TWIOLSH?
We'll talk about next time. Also, I love that redemption is a choice. So if you really that heartbreaking, you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You can always bail out of everything. And I don't know anyone who's not going to go, but I like that crossroads moment. I think that's really great TV to be had. And then I'm looking forward to the Haley Mark showdown in the next.
What's going to be good?
It would never happen, but someone could be an icon and walk down that path and go, you know what? Fuck this shit. And just kick the sign over and walk off. I'm out. That would be, no one would ever do it. It would be amazing if somebody did. Iconic. Yeah. Okay, so now, Dani, I want to clog the screen. So I want you to be our person behind the scenes controlling the comments while everything. But don't put comments up. I'm going to remove the comments so I can't see them because I know that everyone's going to be jumping in with answers. Jules can't see the comments. Then I can't see the comments. You'll be the live comment person.
I can see the comments. I've got the answers in front of me. I wrote the damn questions.
Oh, what does it matter? You can't see the comments anyway. All right.
Oh, fine.
Doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to remove Dani. She's going to, we'll bring you back for the end, for the dance. And I've sent Kyle the link. Now, do you want to explain for those that don't listen to RHAP exit interviews how TWISH works?
All right. Well, Kyle will need to know this as well, but I'll explain it anyway. Tara, you are allowed. Well, we can see the comments right now.
I see the comments. I cannot see the comments.
So yes, you are allowed to play along.
Yeah.
That's an honor system from both of you. You better be there. So there will be a total of 6 questions in this quiz. They will be on the first episode of previous LRGs because we're doing the first episode. There will be the mandatory 4 questions about backyards 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then Kyle will have his choice of any other LRG except for Melbourne 1 because they literally only have one episode. So
We could have done that because Kyle was on Melbourne 1. It would have
yeah,
been
I'm
an
not.
advantage.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that. And then
Could know more than
and
me.
then CK will get. He will not get a choice of which season he gets because he has an unfair advantage. So we will spin a wheel. How it'll work? The question will. I'll read the question first. They have an option of answering it without multiple choice options or with them. If they choose to not hear the multiple choice, they will score 2 points if they get it right. But if they get it wrong, the other person can steal and get a point. If they choose to go with the multiple choice, they'll get 1 point for getting it right. And if they get it wrong, the other person can't steal. It's complicated as fuck, but I'll be keeping score. So
it's easy
fine.
to pick up once you get going.
Once you know what you're doing.
Danny, can you get that wheel on standby? We're going to need a wheel of all the seasons of LRGs except for Backyard and Melbourne 1. If you could arrange that, Danny, that would be amazing. And now we're bringing in the hostess with the mostest. Kyle, welcome.
Hello. Hi.
Look, I feel you may not know the game, but I may have watched Backyard, but surely you're going to do better on the Backyard questions than me. Surely.
Well, I was unfamiliar with the TWISH, the TWIOLSH.
TWISH.
So
all good.
You're going to have
see.
at least 2 Backyard questions.
So basically, Kyle, for Backyards 1, 2, 3, and 4, you are going to get to decide which seasons you will get to answer the questions for and which seasons you think you get to CK. So
I don't get to pick any.
Kyle's picking everything. So do you pick the ones that you feel stronger about or the ones that you think CK's weaker on? I don't know. But what would you like? Which season would you like your first question from?
Oh my God. Okay.
So to be clear, Kyle,
season 1.
Let's go season 1. Okay.
Episode 1 of
episode 1.
Okay.
That's this week. You see?
Episode 1.
Initially, when you mentioned this weekend, I was like,
we don't have dates or anything.
What? Like, like what was happening on the 18th of December back in 2018?
Episode 1s we're doing. That's the key.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. So Backyard 1. So at the very first tribal council, a hidden immunity idol was played by Emma. How many votes did she negate with that idol? So to recap the rules, if you choose to answer without any options, you will score 2 points. But if you get it wrong, CK can have an option to steal. Or you can choose to hear the multiple choice.
Oh, wow. This is going to be embarrassing now if I get things wrong.
1 point for the multiple choice.
Yep. Emma negated 1 vote.
That is correct.
Thank
so 2 points for you, Kyle.
Yes.
It was a 3-1-1 with 1 vote getting negated. That was a fun.
Was that vote from the ORCA of the season, Matt?
Yeah, I think he received the other vote. Yes. I don't know if I can't remember who he voted for. So, okay, what would you like CK? Which season would you like CK to do? 2, 3, or 4?
You can go with 2.
You can go with 2. Which go in order? All right, CK. So in Backyard 2, in the first episode, we saw a kidnapping twist where the winner of the challenge got to pick someone from the runner-up to kidnap onto their tribe. Who did they kidnap?
I know who it is. Tristan.
That is correct.
They liked his hat. They liked his hat.
That's exactly it.
Such a hat theme in Backyard Survivor.
With 4?
Yeah, let's go with 3.
Go with 3?
Oh, that's bad.
Sorry?
I'm in trouble.
So season 3, as you're aware, the theme was exile. Who was the first person exiled?
It was Halim.
It was 2 points.
Okay, this is going to be tough because we haven't done Backyard 4 in the coverage. So for a lot of these, I've reread them, I've rewatched them, I've got notes, I've covered them in detail. I
am familiar with the overall arc of 1, 2, 3. I have literally only watched episode 1 of Backyard 4 in preparation for this. So I don't know who wins. I don't know anything.
I've only watched this like whenever it aired, 2 years ago. So this is going to be tough.
All right. Well, CK, Backyard 4 also started with a one world twist in the very beginning, and then there was a schoolyard pick for tribes. Who was the last person chosen?
Oh my god. Okay. I can do this. It was a woman it was. Who are the women on this season? I feel like
You can
Feel
take
like-
the multiple choice if you want.
Kiara picked this person last. I think Kiara had the third pick, and I think she picked this person last. And who was on Kiara's tribe? Oh, was it the woman? I might spoil it for you here. Is it the woman that made it to the end? Give me the multiple choice.
I don't know.
Give me the
Your
multiple
multiple
choice.
So your options are Casper, Julie, Joe, or Josh.
Julie.
That is incorrect. It was Joe.
Is Joe who I'm talking about? Is it the end?
You'll
I
see
don't-
when you watch season 4.
I do not know.
Oh, I'm losing.
All right, so Carl, we're going to move on to any other LRG that you like. You can choose which question you would like about episode 1. So for
What?
reference, you can choose from Sydney Survivor 1, from Melbourne 2, Melbourne 3, Brisbane 1, Canberra 1, 2, or 3.
Oh my days. Let's go Canberra 3.
Canberra
360
3.
boys.
I was hoping you'd pick this one. This was my favorite question that I wrote.
Uh-oh.
It's probably
So-
about Andrew.
Sorry?
It's probably about Andrew.
It is not.
yeah.
So, at the very first tribal council, who said in their voting confessional, it's not personal, it's just drag?
Oh my god. Someone said that. Eden.
And I loved it. It was in my notes. Would you like the multiple choice?
Oh,
He said an answer. He said
I
an
said an
answer.
answer, yeah. I said
What did you
Eden.
say? I didn't hear you.
I said Eden.
Eden is incorrect. So, CK, your chance to steal.
I do not know this, but
You don't get the multiple choice, so
okay. What's the current scores here? I've got to get it anyway, I guess.
you're currently 2 points behind.
It's
But you still have
Survivor.
another
But
question. So,
what do you say? It's Survivor or not? What's the quote?
it's not personal, it's just drag.
So it's not going to be Eden, right? Because he said it. John would never say that. Neither would Squin, nor Jay, nor Aiden. So nor Anthea. So it's going to be Bethany or Maddie, and I'm going to go with Maddie.
Okay, the multiple choice options were Bethany, Eden, Maddie, or Squin. The correct answer was Squin.
What?
Really?
Big drag
That
race
is such
fan.
a blind
Big drag
side.
race fan.
Drag race. I thought I was
Yeah.
thinking a whole
Wow.
different sort of drag. I was in a different headspace.
All right, so no points for that one. And
can still
CK,
get-
for your final category, yeah, Mel got it with Squin.
Do we have the wheel, Danny?
Does
Oh, I've
Danny
already
have the
cut.
wheel?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm just going to spin it and tell you.
Okay, good.
All right. Spinning.
If he gets playing with fire, I'm gonna laugh.
I love playing with fire.
Canberra 1.
Canberra 1.
Okay.
Okay, we have covered this season. So,
So
where
I
was
get
the
this to take us. Sorry, I get this right. We go to a tiebreaker, right?
Yes, and I do have a tiebreaker question.
Right.
Don't worry, I covered that. So, in Canberra 1, where was the first hidden immunity idol found?
At Tribal Council,
More information.
under a chair at Tribal Council, under the
That's
bench.
correct.
It was found by two-time player Emily, Keegan's sister, who was promptly voted out on a 3-3-1 split. Didn't play the idol. Jeremy got the other 3 votes and went on to win the game.
Correct. Very good. Very good. Yeah, I had as one of the options in the voting booth. So for the tiebreaker question,
How does tiebreaker work?
it's going to be a closest to.
Okay.
Not without going over or anything. So we mentioned Melbourne Survivor 1 is only 1 episode. How long is that 1 episode?
Who goes first here, or what?
Kyle can go first.
Kyle season.
Yeah. I'm going to say 27 minutes.
27 minutes. Okay, CK, what's your answer?
It's a good answer. I remember doing this. I'm gonna go with 26.
26. The correct answer, it was 27 minutes and 17 seconds. Congratulations, Kyle.
So good.
Well
my
done.
season.
I don't know
Know
if
my
we've got a
season.
prize for you, but congratulations. You beat CK, and that is a prize in itself.
It was close.
That's all I came to do. That's all I came to do.
I do love how the tiebreaker was on Melbourne 1, which is otherwise never going to get referenced.
Yeah, well, I had to use it somewhere.
A special moment for Kyle. I'll just
That means I now need another tiebreaker next week, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Well, thank you, Kyle. You are the first winner. That will be a trivia question itself. The first ever winner of TWIOLSH. It was a close battle. I enjoyed going against you. That was great. And for anyone in the comments, we would love to have you on here next week. So when we start the show next week, send your messages to Dani if you would like to play, and we will get you in. We will preference people that aren't in the cast. So if you're one of these people posting that aren't in the cast, feel free to jump in. But if we have to go with a cast member, we will. But we really don't want to see you until we interview you down the track. So would rather it be just fans or previous players or part of the community. But thank you for coming on, Giles. You didn't know what this was going to be, Kyle, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Forever grateful for the acknowledgement of Melbourne One's existence.
Thanks for having me. How do I leave?
All right. Thanks, Kyle. Cheers. Oh, congrats on an amazing first episode.
Yeah, well, we really loved
you.
the first episode.
Thanks,
well done.
Thanks for covering it.
You're welcome. That went way better than I ever thought. Amazing job.
Well done.
Great
Well
questions.
done, team. I like that. Well done.
Well,
I
so
sent
everyone
Dani
did-
the questions earlier to make sure they weren't too hard, and she was like, "No, I'm not doing this."
Yeah. I was like, I'm too tired for this shit.
It's good. You can do your comments. That's great. So everyone, thank you for joining us. Make sure you're here live if you want to participate in TWIOLSH in the future. But, you know, from now on, thank you for being here live. Everyone that commented live, we love to have you here. We will see you again next week. The day to be confirmed. It's a funky week. It's Christmas. It's Boxing Day. Jules got to manage her work. Hopefully, Jules can be here, but otherwise we might have to find another time. And then who's writing my 12th questions? So I really need to
I'll
accommodate
still
Jules.
write them, and then Dani can be quizmaster.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can get Annabelle if you can't come. But we'll find someone to be on. We'll be back next week. Tune in Sunday for the next episode of this incredible season. Can't wait to see what happened. Oscar has been summoned, I assume, for TWIOLSH.
Yeah.
All right. You are a beefcake, Takan. I want to see that hair down. I want to see the hair down. When I eventually interview you, I want the hair down. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Until then, goodbye.